I'm delighted to be able to say that our business support grant scheme has gone live and is available on our website now for all those that wish to apply. These have been really difficult times for businesses, not just since the beginning of the pandemic, but especially recently with the week of Tier 3 and the new national restrictions that have kicked in. So the government has prescribed what's available. There are some discretionary elements where we've worked up our policies, and we're now looking, and we're in that position to get the money out of our account and hopefully into those of the businesses that so desperately need it. Now, there's a number of different grant schemes. It's slightly complicated. So what we've done again is to design a single web form that captures the information necessary from you, and we'll assist you to identify if you're eligible, which grants for, and what amounts might be relevant to you. So all the information is there on the website. I encourage you to go through to that. We haven't got the money through from government yet, but the same as we did last time, we will use some of our own resources to get this going and try and get that money out to the businesses that need it right now. So I'm probably not the best expert on this. I will hand over instead to our Deputy Chief Executive, Sanjeev Kohli, and he will explain those different schemes in detail to you.
Thank you, David. Now, because our district moved from being in Tier 2 to Tier 3, and then the national restrictions that are in force at the moment, and all of this has happened since the 14th of October, there are 5 different schemes that potentially businesses could be eligible for grant support. 3 of these schemes are national statutory schemes, and 2 of them are local discretionary schemes. The first of these schemes applies for the period when we were in Tier 2. That's for the period 14th of October to the 4th of November. And this grant funding is available to support those businesses in the hospitality, hotel, bed and breakfast and leisure sectors which remained open during that period but clearly suffered adverse trading conditions. The amount that's available under this scheme is up to £2,100 for a 4-week period. The second scheme, which is a national statutory scheme, was there for the Tier 3 period, which for Newark and Sherwood was just 6 days, from 30th of October to the 4th of November. And this is for businesses that were forced to close down because of the fact that we moved into Tier 3. The amount of funding that's available is up to £3,000 for a 4-week period. Now, clearly, this would have to be prorated since we were only in Tier 3 for 6 days. However, the good news is there's no further application process here because the third scheme, which is a national scheme, which is applicable at the moment, under the national restrictions which came into force from the 5th of November and run to the 2nd of December, have the same criteria but extends to businesses wider than just in the leisure, hospitality and accommodation sector. And the amount that's available again is £3,000 for a 4-week period. So clearly, if businesses qualified during the Tier 3 period for the £3,000 maximum, then they would continue to qualify over the current national restrictions, and therefore we would just roll that forward right up to the 2nd of December. There is a 4th scheme, which again is a national scheme, and this really it applies for businesses that were required to close in March and which have never been able to reopen. Now, I don't think we have any such businesses in our district, but clearly, if you feel that you fall into that category, and the examples would be in some districts, where there are nightclubs which closed in March and then have never reopened again. We don't think we've got any of those businesses in Newark and Sherwood, but if you feel that you qualify under that criteria, then certainly get in touch and put in an application. The final scheme is the Additional Restrictions Grant. Now, this is a local scheme which we have designed in conjunction with the other districts in Nottinghamshire and Nottingham City Council. And this provides support for businesses that have been affected by reduced trading conditions, which they'll be experiencing during this national restrictions period. This scheme again will focus primarily on hospitality, accommodation, beauty and leisure sectors, but also includes a non-essential retail and some businesses which may be supplying to the leisure, hospitality and accommodation sector. So this scheme is slightly wider than the national scheme, but clearly we do have a finite amount of funding to apply our discretion to. Now, all of this sounds a little bit complicated, but as David has said, we do have full guidance on the schemes and how they will operate and what the application process is. That's on our website. The application form is also linked to that guidance. And also, please, if you do have difficulties completing the application, then please don't hesitate to contact us. There's the email address and the telephone number below. So please do get in touch. But the main message, as David has said, is get your application in. The window is only 2 weeks. So that's all of the detail on the grant scheme. I'll hand you back to David. Thank you.
So I hope that summary was really useful to you. So to iterate then, the grant application is available online now. We will be open for applications until 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 25th of November. It is a limited pot of money available to us, so it's really important to get those applications into us before then, please. Our team in Finance and Revenues are ready to receive them and process them, and we will continue to do all that we can to make sure that we support businesses in our town centres, not just now, but the economic regeneration that we needed after that. Any questions you have, please do not hesitate to contact us. All the best.